for today's video, I'm going to be talking about the best makeup brushes and tools for beginners or makeup artists or someone like myself. I love to collect makeup. I love makeup brushes. Makeup brushes can be very overwhelming. There are a lot of different brands out there. And now granted, some brushes are a little rough around the edges. Like, man, why are you scratching my eyeballs? So y'all probably like, well, Brianna, why you didn't show us how to use the brush? Well, just subscribe to the channel and I might show y'all. But I just want to kind of show you guys so you guys can like note everything, like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get this brush or whatever. I just wanted to kind of explain, and later on at some point we will do like some demos and stuff like that. But for the most part, I got everything here that I want to talk about. Let's start off with makeup tools. These are some things that you need in your makeup collection. If you, like I said, if you're a beginner, makeup collector, or a makeup artist. This eyeshadow switching sponge. I recommend to get more than one of your favorite eyeshadow brush, because if you only got one of your favorite eyeshadow brush, it's going to be always so dirty. So get you a sponge switcher. When these first came out, they were expensive. I want to say they were like $20 something, but a lot of brands came out with their own version, and one of them being like, you can find them at like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Dollar Tree always sells them. I got this from Dollar Tree. So basically what you do is you take your sponge, not your sponge, I never tried a sponge on this, but you take your brush and you just, mine's is a little dirty. You take your brush and you basically, you know, go back and forth like this on it to kind of wipe off that color so you can go into your next color if you want to use that same brush. I love having lip gloss, disposable lip gloss brushes, because these are really good if you don't want to mess up your clear lip gloss, or for any lip gloss for that matter. But these are really good if you don't want to mess up your clear lip gloss, because you guys know when you use a lip liner, preferably brown lip liner or red, but I know we like to use brown lip liner, and then you put a clear lip gloss on it, you're going to be messing up that doe foot, you know, wand that is for that lip gloss, and now you change the color. If you want to prevent that, you can scoop some of that lip gloss out the tube. You want to have this, like I said, if you're a makeup artist, because for sanitary reasons. Okay, these are old school. This is before like a beauty sponge or whatever the case may be. These are just some slanted makeup sponges, wedges. These are called wedges. I believe you can wet these. I've never wet one in my life. You can use this for multiple reasons: to put on foundation, to blend out your concealer. A lot of people use these in film, like for TV and stuff like that. I know like this part right here is good to kind of buff in like liquid products. So also, as a makeup artist, this is also good to have, because sometimes you may run out of sponges or whatever the case may be, and you need to blend, and these are disposable to throw away as well. I know we moved on from those, you know, I don't feel like they're never going anywhere, and we moved on to now the teardrop sponge. Now a beauty sponge can come in all different sizes. The smaller ones to blend out your concealer, then you have really big ones to blend out like body paint or body makeup, and then you have these are the typical ones that you can use to put on foundation. This shape right here is the most popular one because it is shaped like a teardrop, so you can use this to blend out your concealer, and then you use the butt part to blend out your like your contour or your foundation. And then they have some that are in different shapes. They have some that are teardrop at the top and then like slanted, like flat at the bottom. So it's different kinds for different needs, but this is the most popular one, and you want to make sure that it is really nice and bouncy. If it's too hard and firm, it's not going to blend out your complexion products the way you need it to, because the product is just really going to be sitting on your skin. So you want to make sure these are bouncy, and these were pricey when they first came out as well, but honey, everybody and their mama, like different brands have their own, and they are affordable, and you can find some just as low as $2. So here we have cotton puffs. Cotton puffs, still that girl. These are something you need to keep in your purse. I always try to keep like a cotton puff, always keep in my purse, because I do need to blot. I do get oily and I want to kind of retouch if I bring my powder with me. So they have different sizes, they have different shapes. I typically go to the beauty supply store and get mine. You can get these from just about anywhere, any drugstore or any hair store, but I go to the beauty supply store because they're usually like $1 or $2. So I have this typical size right here that will fit in a powder compact, and most powder compacts come with a mirror and a cotton puff inside already, but they're good to have. You can buy these like 2, 3 in a pack. And then I have this one right here. This one I really like because it is nice and big. It does give you like a beauty tip on the back. It says lightly smooth powder over shiny areas, blend over face and neck for a finished look. Before applying lipstick, dust powder on lips for long lasting lip color. You can use this for a body paint if you need to set it, or you can use this for your pressed powder. If you have oily skin, that's good for that because you're pressing that powder in because you want to prevent from getting oily so fast. This is what I used back in the day before I even bought a brush. Mine was so brown because I didn't know you need to throw them out, but eventually I bought some new ones. It's really nice and soft. It's really soft, so these are never going to go anywhere. Those are really good to have. But we have transitioned over to the triangle puff. And it's the same thing, it's just in a triangle shape, and this is good. That one is like more for pressing in powder, dusting powder, but this one is good for getting in those corners, setting the face, setting the under eye. So once again, it has a section where you can put your fingers to hold the tool, and this is good to set underneath the eyes. I also like using this when I'm doing somebody's makeup and I don't want to put my fingers directly on their face because I either put some foundation down or just don't want to put my fingers on their face like that all the time. And this is good just trying to hold down their eye if I'm doing mascara, or if I am putting in black eyeliner, or if I just need to hold their face for whatever reason, they falling asleep, whatever the case may be. This is good to have to just hold down whatever I need. And this one is really nice and big. This one is from Nicka K. So yeah, I got that one. And then I have another one here. This one is a little bit smaller. These are from Beauty Creations. These are really cute. It comes with a nice little pouch, so this is good for like travel. I love how cute and pink these are. Let's get into the brushes, honey. Okay, I'm not going in any order of how you apply the brushes. Just have your pen and paper ready because I'm finna go. Okay, since we're here, we're gonna go ahead and just talk about the face complexion brushes. We're going to talk about foundation brushes, and I have this one right here. Now personally, I haven't used this one yet, but I have seen somebody use it on Instagram. Every time she uses it, her makeup looks flawless. The reason why I'm mentioning this, and I haven't used it yet myself, the reason why I'm mentioning this is because so it has like a million bristles in here. So for me, the bigger the tool, the more surface that you can cover when you're applying liquid products. So if I am in a rush and like I ain't got time for no little foundation brush, this right here, you see how it's going to get all of your whole entire face, the forehead, and it's just going to give you more of a smooth transition, like a smooth, oh my god, that scared me, like a smooth application because of the bristles. First of all, this is soft. The bristles are so compact and together, and it's not hard. It's really nice and flat, so I can just kind of get a one even swipe going on. So I wanted to mention this. I picked mine up off of Amazon, and it does come in like a little case, and depending on what kind of foundation you use, it might give you a lot of coverage as well. I just wanted to show this as a option. And then first of all, look how it's shaped, and you can kind of get in between the brows. That would be the problem for me. Like some foundation brushes be too big. I can't get in between here, because for me that's very important, just to clean up between the brows so you can remove some of that product, so you can create like that ombre effect with the brows. And like getting on the forehead, just maneuvering the brush, this here kind of brush would be really nice and, you know, perfect. And getting underneath the neck, I think it'd be good for that. Once again, it could be used for like body paint. If you're somebody that's into that kind of stuff, this probably be good for that. But we definitely will be trying this brush out, so I did want to mention that. I try to spot clean my brushes as best as I can, so if some of them are dirty, they dirty, honey. Just let you know, I use my brushes, and I was just trying to be a little bit more professional and clean them. but don't clock me, honey. I'll try to clean them as best as I can with the little spot cleaning, but whatever. The first brush that I have here is from Real Techniques. If you are on a budget and you are looking for some good brushes, Real Techniques is my favorite brand. I have my Real Technique brushes back here. They're separated. They need their own section. So this one right here, this is the Insta Pop Cheek Brush. I love this here brush. Let me show you guys the name. This number is 405. I guess I should have cleaned the handle too, girl. But this is the Insta Pop Cheek Brush. This is meant for like to blend out your contour, like cream products and stuff like that, honey. No. And first of all, you don't have to use a brush for what it's meant for. Just because that brush say powder brush or concealer brush, that doesn't mean you have to use it for that. You can use it for other stuff. It's a brush. If you're creating art, use that brush for what it can be used for at that moment. So you don't have to go by the names. That's just what they give you, that option. So for me, this is good for a foundation. The reason why I like this for a foundation is because it's slanted. Because what this does is it's going to help push that product into the face just like this. I could just get on my forehead and I can go around my brows. Next brush here is the Real Techniques. This one is the buffing brush. This one a lot of people use for foundation. Now I like this because it has like a dome, like it's kind of flat, but it's still like a dome shape. This one is good for powder foundation and regular liquid. This one is a all-time favorite. This is the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. It is what it says. Your makeup is going to look flawless. Brush right here is from Wet n Wild. This is their foundation brush. Now this is a flat top foundation brush. Now this is the typical, to me, I feel like this is the typical beginner friendly foundation brush because it is typical. A lot of people like to, you know, pump their foundation on top. It's really good for oily girls when you're only doing powder foundation, because for me, I feel like we need that powder to be long lasting, and just for this being flat, it's going to push it, like it's going to stamp that product in. This one is actually a dupe, but Real Techniques has a brush like this, and this is a flat foundation brush, but you can use this for multiple things as well. But this, for me, this is typically to help spread the foundation to give you more of a smoother kind of look. So this is, for me, this is more so of like application, like just putting like the initial putting it on. So if you put like foundation on the back of your hand and you take this helps with like kind of, I don't want to say dragging the product down, but it's kind of like placing the product down and getting it on your face first and then going in and kind of blending it out. And it helps with not using so much product. Got some brushes in here that are dupes for Real Techniques. The tea is, and the secret that I wanted to let you guys know, I know Shein sells it, and Temu, I'm sorry. Shein and Temu, they sell Real Technique dupes. Now, if you don't want to pay all the time for $20-something for a Real Technique brush set, or you don't have time to wait for them to go on sale, I recommend, if you feel comfortable shopping on Shein and Temu, they have Real Technique brush dupes. I will put up some pictures. That is the tea. That is the secret. I will leave a link down below so you guys can go ahead and check. Next, let's talk about blending out your concealer. This here brush, a lot of people is using for that reason, and it works perfectly. So this brush is from Real Techniques, and this one, I have the dupe right here. This one is, what is this called? The Brightening Concealer. It's flat and it's kind of slanted, and guess what? It fits perfectly underneath here. The brush is so different from the sponge. I feel like the sponge, especially when it's wet. By the way, I don't use my sponges wet anymore because I got tired of getting up wetting my sponge. Yeah, I can spray it. I don't feel like it. I just use them dry. When you blend out the edges first, it really helps out, make it more flawless, and then kind of work your way up. It really helps for me because I do have lines underneath my eyes, which I can't stand, but it really just helps get underneath here just like that. What I like about this, it helps kind to clean up your eyeshadow too. So I like to take it on the side and go just like this, and it gives me like a nice sharp edge with my eyeshadow, and I like to bring it up. And then when you're just doing like really light taps like this, when you just tapping it, honey, it's just is just flawless. So do like really nice taps. And it's quicker for some reason. You would think the sponge is quicker. I have the dupe right here. The dupe on Temu, I want to say this like 80 cents if I'm not mistaken, or $1. You can definitely tell the difference, but it still works. It still works. I love this hairbrush. So we're moving on to blending out your contour. So once again, I have a mixture of dupes and the Real Techniques. And so the Real Technique brush, this one is called Soft Sculpting Brush, and that's what it does. It scopes out the face. It is on an angle, like it's not completely like a regular brush. It does go on an angle. And what I do is when I put on my cream bronzer or my cream foundation stick, I like to kind of push up the product to give it more of a lifted look, and this brush is perfect for that. Like I said, I do have the dupes right here. They do have different colors on Temu website, but I do have the dupes right here, and as you guys can see, they're slanted, honey, and the same packaging. They said we're gonna give y'all the same thing, we're just not gonna put the name on it. This brush right here is from Sonia Kashuk. This is the small point blush brush. Now, brushes like this can be used for bronzer as well, and I like how it's kind of like narrow a little bit, but it's still fluffy at the top. Just kind of show you guys how you can still warm up the face. This is a blush brush. Yeah, this is a blush brush from Real Techniques, and I like this because it's really nice and fluffy. Okay, next I have powder brush. This one right here is from Sonia Kashuk. Sonia Kashuk is another makeup brush brand that I adore. I feel like they are the Sephora collection of Target. They are worth it. The prices are worth it. This brush is $20, and I don't know if they've gone up since, but this is, what is this brush? The name is rubbed off, but it is a powder brush from Sonia Kashuk. It's really good quality. I highly recommend it. It's good for dusty, like loose setting powder. It's going to give me more of like a sheer application, so it depends on what you're going for or how you want to set your foundation. So we have that one from Sonia, and then we have this one for Real Techniques, which is a self-explanatory powder brush. Then this brush right here, this is a setting brush, and this brush is used to set underneath your eyes. Once again, you can use it for whatever, but this brush is good to take some loose setting powder and to set your concealer, and it's perfect just to set it, just to press it in there just like that, because once again, we're doing those little tap motions, and to even dust away powder. Now we got eye brushes. I'm going to try to run through these really fast because we got a lot, so not fast, but you know, just try to get through it as best as I can. This is not a brush, this is more so like a makeup tool. This is the e.l.f. silicone glitter application. Now if you're someone that likes to use glitter, I recommend to have a few of these in your makeup kit, or if you like to use glitter, it really helps picking up the glitter versus using a brush because of the silicones. I've also used this as a lip brush as well. Everybody know about the Wet n Wild brushes. You can get them from Dollar Tree for $1, Walgreens, just about any drugstore. I suggest going to Dollar Tree and get them for $1. Once again, I try to clean them. The little dent right here, the little section to put your finger when you're doing your application when it comes to eyeshadow. I like to use this brush to help start off my transition color, and your transition color is the first color that you start off with, and it's going to give you more of a blown out look. I have two more blending brushes here. One is from what is this called? e.l.f. Fluffy Eye Blender. Now this one is really nice and fluffy. So let's talk about carving out the brows and cutting your crease. When you are carving out your brows, you want to use a small flat concealer brush, because that's what's going to help you get that really nice sharp edge, that clean up kind of look when it comes to the brows. Preferably you want to use a flat concealer brush, and I got all of these off of Temu. I picked these up from Temu, and you can get 10 in a pack. Once again, if you are a makeup artist, this is something that you need back to back. You always doing eyebrows, you're always cutting creases. So They sell these on Temu for $10 in a pack, just a few dollars. Look how flat it is. And as you guys can see, it just really gets underneath the brow, and then it just give you like that nice edge, and then it cuts the crease. When you cut in the crease, you want your brush to be extremely flat. This is also good for picking up shimmer eyeshadows. If you don't want to purchase off of like Shein, Temu, once again, we have another option, which is Wet n Wild. Before I even purchased these, for years, I purchased the Wet n Wild flat small concealer brushes. Now these used to be 99¢. I don't know why they felt like they needed to go up to $1.19. I don't know what they are now. Small concealer brushes are good for spot concealing as well. If you have any dark spots that you want to conceal, you can always take this and tap that concealer on it with a small concealer brush. This can be used as a lip brush. The application is just going to get it on there evenly because it is a brush. I did want to mention a little small fan brush like this. A lot of people like to use this for mascara, for your bottom lashes right here. If you don't want to use the brush, that is also a good tip if you are a makeup artist or if you are a beginner. You kind of want to put some mascara down here. I've seen people use this for multiple reasons, but for the most part for mascara down here. So I just figured I'd mention this. Then you have your typical eyeshadow brushes. So the typical one is the C-shape eyeshadow brush. I thought I had some from e.l.f. up here, and I guess not, but e.l.f. does a C-shape eyeshadow brush that you can use as well. So I will put up a picture of that. Right here is from Real Techniques, and this is the dome eyeshadow brush. A lot of makeup artists use this here brush because this is what they use to pack on and lightly tap that nude eyeshadow. When you see like people doing like nude soft glam looks like all on Instagram, this is what they're typically using. It helps lay down and blend that product down. So it helps blend, and it also helps get that shadow all over the lid. So the next brush I want to mention is a angled eyeshadow brush, y'all. This is my absolute favorite. So you can find this brush. I find it all the time, so you should be able to find it. I find it at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. It's from Japanese, and this is a angled eyeshadow brush. They're on an angle. They're on an angle, as you guys can see. If you cannot find this brush, don't worry. I have something else for you that you can actually find at the store. This is from Sonia Kashuk, and this is their angled eyeshadow brush. Wanted to mention like slanted angled eyeshadow brushes. Now these for me are good for blending out the edges on my eyeshadow. This is another brush that you need in your collection. I really couldn't I have a lot of brushes. I couldn't find one like from a brand that you can actually purchase from the store, so I'll just find something online and you can purchase. But these came from like a makeup brush set, but as you guys can see, they're on an angle. Like, they're fluffy. It looks like it almost want to be like a regular eyeshadow brush, but then when it got to the top, it went on a slant. This is good for nose contouring. I like this brush because whatever color I put on here, it helps place that color just only in that spot. So it's only going in this spot right here. So if I wanted to put like a yellow, if I want like a hint of yellow, that's going to serve as my peekaboo shade. And that color is basically going to be where I put it because it's on an angle. Even if I don't want to use this, even if I don't want a peekaboo shade and I feel like my edges look a little rough, get you a slanted, like angled eyeshadow brush and use that, and it's only going to blend out those edges. That's all, because that's all it's for, because it's on that slant. So this is perfect for that. If you feel like, okay, my eyeshadow just look a little wonky up in this area, you take that angle brush, and like I said, it could be used for the nose. The typical duo-ended brush. You do have duo-ended brushes. I really don't care too much for duo-ended brushes, but I mean, they're here. You do have the one with the slanted brush, and then with the slanted angle, like eyebrow brush, and then you have the spoolie. Having a spoolie in your collection is very important. A spoolie can be used to brush out your eyebrows. A spoolie can be used to separate your eyelashes, and I also find that a spoolie can be used to help remove mascara. I think I shared that with you guys in a video. If you were to get some mascara on your cheek, I learned this on Instagram. You can take the spoolie and you can kind of do like a little twisting motion if you don't want to mess up your makeup. We all have been there before where we get mascara on the nose, cheek. That could just be me. I like using the angle brush as a lip liner brush, and what I typically do is I like to take eyeshadow, preferably a dark brown eyeshadow, and I will take that and use that as a lip liner. The next thing I like using this brush for is I like to use this as a eyeliner. I typically don't do this, but you can use it to make your own eyeliner. But what I like using it for is underneath my waterline, is what I'm trying to say. I would take a eyeshadow and I just will press that product in, or kind of do like a nice swiping motion. These brushes are for anybody with like smaller eyes, or if you're doing more of a detailed look. So we have this brush here from e.l.f. This is the crease brush, very self-explanatory. This one is not as fluffy as the blending brushes that I shared with you guys. The blending brushes is just helps with an all over blend. This is more focused on the crease, and as you guys can see, the brush is perfectly placed in my crease to blend out that color. And then this one right here is from e.l.f. as well. This is the tapered blending brush. This one is a little bit more smaller. This is perfect for like smaller eyes. I love how narrow it is, but still kind of fluffy at the same time, and you can really get in that crease. Sometimes you might over blend with a blending brush. You need different size brushes to get that eye look that you're looking for. That is everything, you guys. I hope I covered everything for you all. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and comment down below, let me know if I missed anything. What's your favorite makeup brush? Let us all know. We want to purchase, okay, anything that will help us in our makeup routine. And make sure you guys subscribe before you leave here, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.